Hi there. Are you looking for a calm space to find in this turbulent world? Are you looking for more love, more peace, and more abundance in your life? Do you want to wake up each day with greater purpose and feel more fulfilled? If you are, then CSLNJ is the place for you. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, North Jersey. Over the past 2 decades, our open and affirming community has created a safe space for all to come and be uplifted. I hope you enjoy watching. And if you like what you see, please visit us at cslnj.org.
Thank you, Jesse. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, North Jersey. I am Reverend Neil Pinkman, the spiritual director for our wonderful, beautiful, warm, loving, kind, really cool, kind of funky community. Yes, thank you all for being all of that. Um, the I come to you today from a different place. I am sitting here looking at the Pacific Ocean out the window here, relaxing and enjoying. And, um, so if out of the blue I happen to yell surf's up or something like that, please excuse me. I know it's not a normal part of, our routine, but you get so excited. So it is wonderful to have everybody here today. We're going to have a great day. We have to thank Reverend Evelyn for being our practitioner of the day today. We want to thank Jesse Powers once again for joining us and singing us in. And we have speaking words of wisdom today. Toni Hamilton will be delivering that message for us. And why don't we just say out loud who we are as the Center for Spiritual Living North Jersey, and it is in the chat for everyone. We are an open and affirming science of mind community where the vibration of love lifts you, the wisdom of the ages inspires you, and the science of mind teaching empowers you. We believe that heaven and hell are states of consciousness that you experience in this lifetime, that you are the architect of your life, and that it is never too late to know true happiness. So, I always wanted to know what it was like to come out here and be on this early in the morning, as we ask all of you other people that are in the Pacific time zone to be up at 7 o'clock in the morning. So now I'm getting a bit of a taste of what you go through. So, which I think is fantastic. So I think we'll do more and more of getting you up early, right? That'll be fun. So we have today at the after our celebration at noontime Eastern time today, we will have our town hall meeting to go over and vote, ask questions and vote on our bylaws, which should be probably a simpler process than a lot of people believe it would be. Get things up to the 21st century. We get ourselves really up to date with doing this and position ourselves. So please, if you're a member, hang. If you're here for the first time, thank you. Come back, join us. We'd love to have you. So right now we're going to go to Jesse for our chant and to Evelyn for our opening treatment.
Thanks, Rev. Hopefully you guys know this one by now. I am enough. I am enough. I have enough. I do enough. And I am loved. I am enough. I have enough. I do enough. And I am loved. Sing it with me. I am enough. I am enough. I have enough. I have enough. I do enough. I do enough. And I am loved. I am loved. I am loved. I am love. I am love. I am loved. I am love. I am enough. I am enough. I have enough. I have enough. I do enough. Ooh, and I am loved. One more time. I am enough. I am enough. I have enough. I do enough. And I am loved.
I am love. I am love. And so let us breathe in that love. Knowing that there is only one love, one power, one presence, one law, one spirit, one mind. By whatever name it is known and called, this one power is everywhere evenly present. It is within me. It is within you. It is expressing itself through and as each one of us. It is creating you and me out of itself. So I speak this word, knowing that it is the law whereunto it is spoken. I speak this word from this power within me for this beautiful day, this beautiful Center for Spiritual Living, North Jersey, for all of these shining faces, for the love that is in this space, for the compassion that is in this space, for all of the things that each one of us has been through in this thing we call life. So I'm grateful for the love of God. And so I bless this Sunday celebration. I bless each and every one who is participating, who is here now, who will watch the replay, knowing that we are not searching for anything, knowing that this beautiful power is within each of us. It is not anywhere out there to search for. It's right here. And I deny anything that would attempt to come against this beautiful power and presence that is within each one of us. So I bless us. I bless this day. I'm filled with gratitude and love for each of us. And I release this word into the perfect law, knowing that all that has prayed has been accomplished. I allow it to be so. Please close with me by saying, and so it is.
Thank you, Evelyn, and thank you, Jesse. We now have our 2026 affirmation, our Audacity to Awaken affirmation, which is in the chat. If you'd like, please say it along with us. I awaken today with the courage to see myself clearly and love myself wholly, as I am and as I am not. I open my heart to curiosity, trusting that every question leads me deeper into truth. I embrace conscious evolution, knowing that life is always expanding through me. I release what no longer serves and boldly claim my divine power. I am awake, I am courageous, and I am fully alive to the brilliance of my becoming. And that is all very powerful statements. If you just take those even one sentence at a time in that, they are all powerful. Now we'll go to Reverend Evelyn for our reading for the day.
Oh, this is changeless reality. Spirit is changeless reality. That which we call personality is the instrument through which spirit operates. But spirit can operate for the individual only by operating through him or her. Spirit is never bound by the form it takes. It is not affected by any apparent cause or condition, but it is forever free. Spirit not only fills all forms, but surges around them and through them. Ice is formed from water. All ice is some form of water. Just so, God and man exist in an eternal state of unity. The solid and the liquid are one substance. We are dealing with an impersonal principle. It will operate for one just as quickly as for another, because it is law. Dare to speak, and to know what you speak is the law unto the thing spoken, regardless of what conditions exist. One alone in consciousness with the infinite constitutes a complete majority. Knowing this in your thought, knowing this in your thought, work in perfect peace and calm. Always expect the good. Have enthusiasm, and above all, have a consciousness of love, a radiant feeling flowing through your consciousness at all times. Treat yourself until you have an inner sense of unity with all good.
I like that, an inner sense of unity until all is good. That is a perfect lead into what's next, which is our peace practice. To me, an inner sense of unity certainly sounds like a very peaceful state to exist in. And as we do every time we get together, let us do the peace practice, knowing that it is what we voice out into this life, this universe, is what powers it. So let's add ours in here so that we have peace. Please repeat after me. I am the peace I wish to see. I know this peace for my family. I know this peace for my community. My community knows this peace for my country. And my community knows this peace for the world.
And enlightened we shall be. I always love listening to Toni Hamilton. Can you wrap you up in a warm body. It is more than enough that you are simply breathing right now. Bring your highs, you bring your lows. You try to prove to me you don't deserve anything. I'll keep holding the space for you to simply be here right now. And it's a hard road to loving yourself. It's a hard thing to believe it enough to be loved by somebody else. You may be lost, you may be shaken and confused, but none of this is gonna dissuade me from loving you. Ooh, all this darkness is just a feeling, and it's feelings that make you grow. And when you're growing, it means you're healing, making your way to where you let resistance go. And I can show you the way, and I will reassure you that through it all, I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay. Won't you let me in? I am standing at your door, waiting. I don't care if it's a mess in there. I just wanna see you shine as you are. And it's a hard road to loving yourself. It's a hard thing to believe it enough to be loved by somebody else. You may be lost, you may be shaken and confused, but none of this is gonna dissuade me from loving you. All this darkness is just a feeling, and it's feelings that make you grow. And when you're growing, it means you're healing, making your way to where you let resistance go. And I can show you the way, and I will reassure you that through it all, I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay. Ooh, I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna stay.
So beautiful. Thank you, Jesse. We'll talk about that song later. Ooh. I tell you, the synchronicity of spirit is so amazing. So today, I thought we would just look at and kind of explore some ideas, some experiences, some things about this life, the mysteries about this life that I think would really benefit us from taking a deeper dive in. And so our theme for the month is the audacity to heal. And my talk today focuses on the conundrum of healing. I think the very first service that I came into, we were Religious Science of Montclair then. And I think the very first service that I came into, I don't remember how it happened. I think Reverend Michelle asked someone to give a testimony. And the person got up and said that they had some issues. They had been to the doctor. And I believe the doctor told them that they had cancer and was discussing, what needed to happen, the protocol, and all that. I apologize. I honestly don't remember exactly what the condition was or what was said. I remember one thing I heard. She said she told the doctor, "That's a lie. It's not the truth." And she said it with such conviction that it was a lie, that healing was revealed, that she was returned to wholeness. Until I did this talk, I didn't realize what a powerful experience that was for my first visit to Religious Science of Montclair. And so I also had an experience. I had a coworker. She did the job on the West Coast that I did on the East Coast. And I told her, I won't be at the meeting next week. I'm going to go on vacation. And she said, "Oh, where are you going?" I said, "I'm going to Jamaica." She said, "Well, and enjoy Jamaica, but anytime you want to come out here, come." And so the morning that I got up to get myself dressed and together to go to Jamaica, everything's booked, okay? I had a bad feeling. It just didn't feel good. And to my amazement, I canceled my trip. I just didn't feel like I should go. And I called my coworker in California and I said, "This is what happened. Would you mind if I came out and hung out with you for a week?" And she, of course, said, "Not at all." Now, while I was there, she got a phone call from her doctor, and her doctor told her that she had to come in and see him right away, ASAP, that her test results showed that she had cancer, and that she was engaged at the time, that she should let her fiance know and have her fiance come with her, etc. And she said, "Not a problem. God is gonna heal me." Now, she was very much a Christian, not in our teaching. But long story short, she's fine today, living. She got married, had kids, and she's doing great. It's my belief that I had to cancel my vacation in Jamaica so that I could go experience her faith. That's just what seemed and what felt like the truth to me. And so those are two very strong examples in my life of someone standing in their power versus allowing themselves to be a victim. It's an example for me of someone standing in what they know to be true versus giving up their power and falling apart. And so in the past couple of talks that I did, we talked about, I always talk about it, our relationship to whatever we understand spirit to be, because for each of us it's different, and for each of us it's unique. Even though we know what the teaching says, we each, based on our lives, have our own personal experience of our higher power. And so we talk about what that is, okay? And I have really encouraged us all to really do the work to develop that relationship. because that is where our personal power lies, in our experience of God as us, in our experience of using principle to live the lives that we choose to live, to create the lives and the experiences that we choose to have. And so, what happens sometimes is that we get defeated by the evidence that's contrary to what it is we want, that's contrary to what it is that we believe. And we don't always know or understand why we give up our power to fate or to tragedy or to a bad diagnosis. Some of it's conscious and some of it's unconscious beliefs that are operating within us. But one thing I noticed that we believe with certainty is that we will die. And that is because it's the only evidence that we've seen. We don't we don't have an experience of anybody not dying and living a real long time. Now, what if we don't have to die, or at least don't have to die so young? So the Bible makes references to people who lived almost 1,000 years. So Methuselah lived 969 years. Jared lived 962 years. Noah lived 950 years. And Adam, the first man spoken about in the Bible, lived 930 years. Now, there are other people referenced that only lived 120 years, you know. My grandfather lived to be 107 and my auntie lived to be 104. So I'm grateful I have some evidence in my life of living longer. But I think one of the biggest blocks to us believing in our immortality is the idea of the crucifixion story. And a lot of us, because things didn't resonate, because things didn't sit true, because our spirits told us there was something more, a lot of us walked away from the religions that taught this because we just knew that there was something more, or we were searching for something more, or we needed something more, something different. And this story about Jesus being crucified, the Son of God as man died. And that is something that we have been programmed with. That's been a very powerful thing in our lives. But what if, like Noah, we had really clean air, really clean water, we had a lot less stress? Imagine they had like no cars, no internet, no trains, no buses, no job that they had to get to every day. They worked land for their sustenance. I think they were maybe a bit more healthy. But what if we had the option of not leaving our bodies? Now, listen, I know honestly this was really hard for me to wrap my mind around. But I felt a need to do it. And let me tell you why I bothered to do it. It's because I have been wondering for some time if death is not the root cause of our experience of powerlessness. So, let me explain. We're taught in this teaching that using spiritual principles, we can create the life that we choose to if we put in the inner work, okay? But the one thing that nobody knows, that everybody to our knowledge has experienced, is death, is dying. And we don't know when, and we don't know how, okay? But that is a belief that is so strong within us, unfortunately, probably stronger than our belief in our higher power, or that our higher power is within us. and that we have all the qualities and attributes of that higher power. But what if that was different? What if we knew we had full authority? What if we had full autonomy? What would we have to believe? What would we have to know in order to live longer, fuller lives? In order to have a completely different approach to transitioning, to understanding, because I 100% do believe that our spirit is of spirit, and it does not die. It simply transitions. So in the textbook, Holmes says that mankind created the idea of death. Now, I'm not sure whether or not that's true. It's one of the reasons that I'm exploring with you these ideas that we are discussing today. But it seems to me that the phenomenon of death has caused us to question how much personal power we really have. It's always in the subconscious that one day that's going to happen. We are going to separate from our physical body and be gone. Bye bye. And this teaching shows us that we can have, we can do, we can be, we can create, we can experience as much as we can believe, as much as we can accept. So it seems to me that it would be really beneficial to examine and re-examine some of these ideas, our personal and collective beliefs about transitioning, the known and the unknown, because there's a whole lot of unknown. And if we do that, then I don't have to take somebody else's word for it. I know, like someone said, that's a lie. No, God is going to heal me. And so we give up our personal power and we decide that there's something or someone that knows more about us, our body, our lives, and our relationship with spirit than we do. As a matter of fact, very often the people that are influencing us, the ideas that are influencing us, have no relationship or not a good, strong, healthy relationship with spirit as it is. I'm not throwing shade. I'm just saying, you think about some of the people that you know. And so, for us, the question isn't if we're going to die, but when we're going to die. And I've seen and experienced contradictions to this even in my life. So there was a guy that I used to see often. I used to go to these retreats. And I would see this gentleman often on the retreats. And I'm going to tell you something, not because it matters, but because it puts it in context. This gentleman was Native. He was a Native American. And he experienced a lot of challenges with that. And he decided that he was done. He didn't want to be here anymore. He didn't want to have these experiences anymore. And he went home, got in his bed, and in 2 weeks, he transitioned. And I never forgot that. That blew my mind. Then, an in-law in my family was told she couldn't drive anymore because she'd had a couple of accidents, that she couldn't cook anymore. She was a caterer. And she literally went upstairs, laid down in her bed, refused to eat. It took her longer than 2 weeks, but she was gone. And I shared those two stories only because, in my experience, it was evidence of someone having choice, of someone having autonomy, of someone being able to choose the moment, the time, and space in which they transitioned. That's personal power. Not what I want to do, my job, but that's personal power. So I want to add to this exploration that I'm concerned that we're not intimate enough with the idea of the intelligence in our body and what this intelligence in our body is capable of, that this intelligence in our body can heal our bodies, that this intelligence within us can influence our experiences in our lives. I think that we don't know it well enough. We barely notice what happens in our bodies throughout our lives unless we have some kind of discomfort or pain. And so it's that threshold, that space of how much can we accept, how much can we believe spirit for, the intelligence within us, within our bodies, and understanding that it knows exactly what to do. It knows exactly what to do. It beats our heart, it breathes our breath, but there are so many functions that it performs that we don't even know, we're not even aware of. It just does what it does, and we're not in touch with that. And I think possibly there's a tremendous amount for us to learn by understanding how this intelligence and that this intelligence in our body functions and keeps us going. Maybe if we were more aware of the details of the miracles that our body performs every moment, every day, we might have more of the evidence that we need to believe in the possibility of our healing, no matter what the condition is. Because you see, we don't believe that we have authority. We don't believe that we can say about some things yes, but about other things no. And there's that threshold, that point that, you know, might be holding us back from a healing or allowing a healing for us. Whether it's something physical, emotional, mental, human beings go through all kinds of trauma that needs to be healed. And so maybe the audacity to heal is denying anything that is less than wholeness, choice, creative expression. Maybe that's what the audacity to heal is. To totally believe that this intelligence within us that is everywhere present is all powerful and can do it all. We say it, but what are we able to believe? So if we don't have that conviction, if it's not embodied, then we don't really have the understanding of what spirit, God, creator, whatever you want to call it, is, and that is more powerful than any mundane human experience that we may have. Radical? Yeah, I know. But I think it's important that we look at and talk about and explore these things because it will hopefully help shift our consciousness and help open us up so that we can accept, so that we can believe, so that we can find evidence for the truth of who we are. And so I want to close by sharing a story of a woman that I saw online. So this woman had something going on with her eye. And she had trouble seeing out of her eye, and she had pain in the eye, and she would have to go and get shots to help her out. I'm sorry, I don't remember what the condition was that she had. But she would have to go and get shots to help her out. And she was driving to the doctor because she was having trouble seeing. And she wanted to get some assistance. She wanted to get some help. And she stopped before she got out of her car. And she said, she prayed. She asked God to heal her. She asked for this condition to be removed, to be taken away. But then she said, God, if you don't, I'm going to get back in this car. I'm still going to love you. I'm still going to praise you. And she said that she recognized that it was important for us to be content and to surrender the outcome, to trust no matter what. And so she went into the doctor. The doctor looked at her eye. He's like, wow, you're fine, you're good. There's no inflammation, there's no obstruction. You're okay. I'm paraphrasing. Sorry if it's not eloquent. But the point is that she opened herself to the possibility. She spoke and affirmed what she wanted. And then she just let go. And she surrendered to whatever was to come. And so I believe that until we can get to the space in consciousness where we know that we can heal, that we are fully and completely an expression of the divine with all of its qualities and attributes, that we can embrace these ideas, trust spirit, and live from the place of knowing our highest and best good. And so, in closing, I just want to very quickly read to you from our textbook. It's page 323, and it is in the practice of spiritual mind healing. There is one infinite mind from which all things come. This mind is through, in, and around man. It is the only mind there is, and every time man thinks, he uses it. There is one infinite spirit, and every time man says, I am, he proclaims it. There is one infinite substance, and every time man moves, he moves in it. There is one infinite law, and every time man thinks, he sets this law in motion. There is one infinite God, and every time man speaks this God, he receives a direct answer. One. I am God, and there is none else. There is one limitless life which returns to the thinker exactly what he thinks into it. One. In all, over all, and through all. Talk, live, act, believe, and know that you are a center in this one. All the power there is, all the presence there is, all the love there is, all the peace there is, all the good there is, and the only God there is omnipresent. Consequently, the infinite is in and through man and is in and through everything. Act as though I am and I will be. Let's take this into treatment. So I just open my mind and heart knowing that there is an infinite, unlimited, eternal power and presence that is all powerful, all knowing, and everywhere evenly present, that is creative, that expresses in and through and as each one, that has created each one within itself in its image and likeness. There can be no other way. There is only God. There is only the divine. And so I affirm with this word that this divine presence continuously expresses, continuously provides each one of us with the truth, the awareness, the knowing, as we are willing and able to receive it. And so I affirm with this word that as each one of us opens our mind and hearts and allows spirit to express, allow spirit to inform, allow spirit to create by means of each one of us, that there is a deeper, greater awareness and consciousness. There is a deeper, greater knowing. There is a deeper, greater expression and experience of love that is the backbone of everything that is created, that is expressed. It is this love that allows spirit to express. It is this love that motivates spirit to express as such beauty, such wholeness, such peace, such harmony, such balance, such creativity. And it is the truth of each one of us. No matter what we know and no matter what we don't know, God is. God in me, as me, is me. This is the truth. And I affirm this word that each one of us is able to receive this truth, allow this truth, and express it more fully by means of each one of us, our lives, our affairs. And so that if and when we transition, we have lived as God, uniquely, individually, powerfully, beautifully. For this, I am so grateful. For the awareness of these truths, I am so grateful. For the manifestation of these truths and the constant unfolding of these truths in life, I am so grateful. Please close with me. And so it is.
I am enough. I have enough. I do enough. And I am loved. I am enough. I have enough. I do enough. And I am loved. 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 I am enough. I have enough. And I do enough. And I am loved.
Thank you, Jesse. Beautiful. And Toni, thank you. Very powerful talk. And the the point you mentioned about having an awareness of how our body is healing, even now as we sit here, in a miraculous way, doing what it's doing it now, all the time. That that's an incredible power, but we can use that in such a stronger way too. Just the power we have is really, really amazing. So thank you for reminding us about that one. The Now it is time for our abundance blessing. Put that into the chat now. And if you would, please read along with me. I bless this gift that I give today. I give this gift from my heart, and I give it mindfully. May my gift go further to heal, prosper, and bless this center and all who enter. I accept all good that comes as a result of this flow, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly, and so it is. And those are words of gratitude, because your support of this community allows us to support everyone in this community, and that is a wonderful thing to be doing. So and there are different ways of giving there. If you need any other information, my number is always there. You can always reach out to me through email, or even just giving me a call. As far as what's going on, the next week we will be on Zoom again. That'll be with our speaker, Reverend Joel Fotinos, who's going to be talking about owning your power without apology. And that's going to be a good one. Owning your power without apology. Just being who you want to be. So we look forward to doing that. I do want to talk about what's coming up with the bylaws, but I do also want to say that on May 31st, we will be in person, and that will be our youth and family day. So that's going to be really good. That's going to be we'll have something in the newsletters about that coming up to let everybody know. But that's inviting back anyone who kind of grew up in our community. We've been around a while, and there's been people growing up as religious scientists and surrounding this teaching, which is really fantastic. And Reverend Dr. Michelle will be speaking that day about family with Loving Them Anyway, the spiritual practice of family. Here we go. We're going to be having at noontime Eastern time, which is about 30 minutes from now, so that we have a little time in between the meeting about the bylaws. I will say this, and I don't know, I can't tell how many people have read the bylaws. It's exciting reading. Trust. I mean, this is like a page turner. I'm telling you, because you can't wait to turn those pages fast enough to get to the end of it. Is why it's a page turner. But if you can't stay for that meeting, if you have read the bylaws and you don't have any questions about those bylaws as they are there, and you would like to vote, I have no problem with you putting in the chat during our session now just your name, and I say vote yes or vote no on those bylaws if you don't need any further explanation. Most of those bylaws, the only change is what we did was 6 years ago. We took the bylaws that were from what we had previously in 2002, and then we went to a boilerplate of bylaws for centers that was provided by CSL International. And 6 years ago, we worked those over quite well. We had a committee, and we got them to about 90%, 95% complete. And then there was this thing, COVID. You might have heard about it. It was in all the papers. That kind of interrupted our flow of things. Most of what is different now from then 6 years ago is simply a different in allowing us to operate in a different status, since the Home Office changed us from a center to a teaching chapter in order to go, once Michelle stepped down from the pulpit. And but we're allowed to operate all the same ways as a center. So most of what has happened in those pages is we have changed it to say spiritual director or senior minister, so that we can accommodate either way. We can accommodate, however the transition is in our community, in our organization. We went back and just made the bylaws straight enough, forward enough, that there was flexibility in whatever it was we wanted to do. Represent ourselves either as part of CSL, as not of CSL, as an independent, or continue whatever needs to be done. So this does a very, very good job of putting us in a position for a number of years, and the possibility of being flexible in order to continue. So if you have that and you want to vote yes or no, you can do that now if you don't need to come back at noontime. But otherwise, we'll be here to handle those things. I guess that is all we have for this morning, other than, of course, another song. I don't think I've forgotten anything else. We've got JessiePowersMusic.com, is it? Can always find Jessie there singing.
That is correct.
All right.
These days I've been having trouble waking up. I'd rather stay asleep than try to believe in a higher love. I think I'm fooling everybody else. I say that I know that I'm loved, but I don't, 'cause I'm still punishing myself. You see, I've been holding it in, this brilliant light. They told me it was intimidating, so I've been keeping it inside. But when I woke up this morning, I realized that something this bright is destined to rise. I gotta rise. I'm gonna rise up from my bed, get into my body and out of my head. I'm letting go of holding on to the notion that something's always wrong. I'm incredible, it's beautiful, this life that I live. So I'm gonna hold my head high like the queen that I am, living my life for the wonder that it is. These days I've been having trouble getting mine, stuck still in a tiny bubble, just watching my life roll by. I get anxious, I'm afraid of everyone else, but to be honest, it just gets worse when I'm alone with myself. You see, I've been holding it back, this power inside, too scared to act. So I live in my mind, but now I see that power is in my nature. Just like day comes after night, naturally I gotta rise, I gotta rise. So I'm gonna rise physical kind of spirituality. It ain't just in the movement of your mind, it's the movement of your feet. It's in the steps that you take. It's the body alive. It's the love that you make. It's the way that you rise. So I'm gonna rise up from my bed, get into my body and out of my head. I'm letting go of holding on to the notion that something is wrong. I'm gonna rise up from my bed, get into my body and out of my head. I'm letting go of holding on to the notion that something's always wrong. I'm incredible, it's beautiful, this life that I live. So I'm gonna hold my head high like the queen that I am, living my life for the wonder that it is.
Spiritual Living North Jersey, we believe in empowering individuals to discover their inner strength and their connection to divine life. Through our supportive community, transformative workshops, and uplifting services, we provide a safe space for personal growth and spiritual exploration. Whether you're seeking clarity, healing, or a deeper understanding of life's mysteries, our center offers practical tools and timeless wisdom to help you thrive. Join us in creating a more diverse, compassionate, and kind world. Your world, the way you want to create it.